Hey everyone, and welcome. So today, we're going to talk about how artificial intelligence is really moving beyond just being a buzzword and becoming a serious practical part of the modern engineer's toolbox. We're going to look at how intelligent CAD software, specifically SOLIDWORKS, is changing the entire design process right from the ground up. So, here's how we'll break it down. We'll start with the daily grind, all the stuff that slows designers down. Then, we'll introduce AI as this brand new teammate. After that, we'll get into how AI can actually amplify our own creativity. And finally, we'll look ahead at what this new partnership really means for the future of design. All right, first things first, let's talk about the core problem here. We think of engineering as this super creative field, right? But the reality is a huge chunk of a designer's day is eaten up by these mundane, repetitive tasks that just drain your time, your energy, and frankly, your inspiration. I mean, just stop and think about that for a second. What if all of those tedious, click-heavy chores, things like exporting files, renaming 1,000 parts, updating drawings, what if they could just happen automatically? It's a really powerful thought, and it's basically at the heart of everything we're talking about today. Now, the thing is, tools to automate the stuff like macros, they've been around for ages. But here's the catch. They usually require some serious coding skills that most designers just don't have. And the result of that? A pretty staggering 95% of companies don't even use them, which leaves this massive amount of productivity just sitting on the table. So that's the problem. But the solution is actually pretty cool. It's about reframing how we think of AI. It's not some complex, scary thing. Instead, think of it as a new kind of assistant, a teammate who's basically ready to jump in and handle all the grunt work for you. I love this analogy. Think of it like an intern who never gets tired, right? This isn't about an AI that's going to replace a designer's brain. Not at all. It's about a tool that takes care of the tedious stuff, freeing up that brain for actual, meaningful innovation. It's a partner in getting things done, not a replacement for creating things in the first place. Okay, but here's something important to know. Not all AI assistants are created equal. They pretty much fall into two main categories: the ones you command to do a very specific task, and the ones that proactively learn from you and start offering up suggestions. Let's dig into these two different approaches. So on one side, you've got the commander. You give it very precise instructions, and it just executes perfectly every single time. It's kind of like a super-powered macro generator. Then on the other side, you have the assistant. This is more like an intelligent partner that actually watches how you work, it learns your habits, and it starts to anticipate what you're going to do next. Let's use a tool called Mecha Agent to see the commander model in action. The process is so simple. First, you just ask in plain English. You could type something like, "Hey, export all my sheet metal parts as DXF files for manufacturing." Then the AI instantly writes the automation script for you. And from that point on, you can reuse that custom tool with a single click. No coding necessary. It's brilliant. Now let's pivot and look at that assistant model. There's a question posed by SOLIDWORKS that really gets to the heart of this second approach. And it's this: how do we redefine what the aid in computer-aided design really truly means? And the SOLIDWORKS Design Assistant is the perfect example. It learns from your personal workflow. So instead of you having to click every single hole to place a bolt, the mate helper sees the pattern you're creating and suggests doing the rest for you. It's predicting your next move, adapting to you in real time, and becoming a smarter, more personalized partner the more you actually use it. Okay, so we've got these incredible new tools, right? Both the commanders and the assistants. But all this progress naturally leads to that one big question that's on everybody's mind. What does this actually mean for the role of the human engineer? This is the core fear, isn't it? If the computer can do so much on its own, is the human designer about to become obsolete? Well, according to the very experts who are developing these tools, the answer is a clear and I think a resounding no. See, the goal here isn't to replace creativity, it's to unleash it. By automating all the mundane, time-sucking parts of the job, AI gives engineers back their absolute most valuable resource, the time and the mental space to just think, to experiment, and to innovate. And just look at this shift in focus. Without AI, a huge part of an engineer's day gets eaten up by these low-value tasks. But by automating that work, you completely flip the script. The time that becomes available for real problem-solving and innovation just skyrockets. You move the focus away from repetitive clicks and onto high-level creative thinking. And this shift, it's way more than just a quality of life improvement for engineers. It's a massive win for the business. You get increased productivity, and the AI-driven validation can catch errors early on, before they become these huge, expensive mistakes. And ultimately, all of this just speeds up the entire development cycle, giving companies a real competitive edge by getting better products to market faster. So let's put it all together and look at where this is all heading. What we're really witnessing here is the beginning of a powerful new partnership between human designers and their increasingly intelligent tools. And this is the vision for the future, right here. It's a workspace where the technology is so seamless and so intuitive that it almost disappears into the background. The AI handles the how, which allows the designer to stay completely focused on the much more important questions of what and why. And that's really the thought I want to leave you with today. When all that repetitive friction is just gone from the design process, when your tools don't just follow your commands, but actually anticipate your needs, what new possibilities open up? What will you be able to design when you are truly free to just create?